Sorry, are we sure this is non-dairy? Sorry.
Girls' night.
Sorry, I forgot we had a new sound person. I should have warned you. Welcome back, fun people.
Hey, I'm Grace.
I am Mamrie, and today this might get ruined. We are in like pajama gear because we're having like a girls' movie night. Yeah. This episode is all about romantic comedies. I love them, and I feel like when we were in that kind of pre-teen age was really the golden era of rom-coms.
Error?
I know, I said it, and I was like, I'm saying this wrong, and that in and of itself is an error. It was the golden age, like the Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks of it all.
Katherine Heigl was like in every rom-com.
I mean,
the Heigl's gonna get you.
I feel like that's the perfect age to watch it, to ruin any expectations of what reality will be once you start dating.
There's a lot of grandiose gestures that happen in rom-coms that you, when you're watching, you think are normal, or you think are like, oh, one day a guy will do that for me, or a girl will do that for me, and expectations are so much different than reality.
You gotta have a low bar when it comes to reality, and I find that the older I get, the lower my bar gets. Yeah. The most romantic gesture is housework. Like, it used to be, flowers or like a romantic dinner, which is still awesome.
Fine.
But I'm like, whoa, when I get a text that's like, do I need to pick up toilet paper?
Oh my God.
I just changed a light bulb. I'm like,
I mean, if you tell me that you took out the trash, we're getting married.
Yeah. She's had several divorces.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go through the paperwork if you just throw it away at the end.
Do they hold up from back in the day?
Right.
And I've watched a couple, and it feels very different now that I'm an adult woman. So I think we should go back and talk about some rom-coms of the rom-com heyday and see if they are crazy or not.
Oh yeah, let's see if they're romantic or criminal, perhaps?
Ooh, great name for a segment that Diane named, but you just said it very naturally.
Chomp.
Yeah. So the episode name is This Might Get Ruined, but I think the only thing that's getting ruined is my appetite for lunch, because they gave us ice cream as a prop, and we are halfway into this pint.
Yeah, they've been setting up and we've just been eating. Oh, perfect.
Speaking of setting up, first movie is Sleepless in Seattle, which you've never seen.
Not that I can remember.
Okay, well, it's a memorable film, so I'm guessing no.
Nope.
Here's what happens. You got Sam, you got Tom Hanks, recently widowed. He goes on like a radio talk show talking about, you know, his life and his experience, and then all these like hundreds of women start writing letters being like, date me, I'll be your wife, blah, blah. There's one woman, Meg Ryan, who's like, oh my God, I think I love this man, but she's engaged. But she still writes a letter to him. Now, Sam's son, Jonah, gets the letter and starts talking to Sam, and basically says, I'll meet you at the top of the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day.
Jonah starts talking to Annie?
Yes,
okay.
to the woman, to Meg Ryan. So anyway, long story short, when Sam is like, no, we're not doing this, Jonah takes a flight by himself, this little kid, to New York, goes atop of the Empire State Building. Finally, Sam goes after his kid. They meet atop, and then they fall in love. But here's a lot of things. Like there's a woman corresponding with a child. There's a child taking a flight to New York by himself. Romantic gesture or crazy?
It also just shows you that if his son was able to take a flight by himself, how old is his son? Like,
I'm gonna say like 13, 14.
Yeah, if his son just gets on a plane by himself, that's bad parenting if you don't know that's happening.
Well, Tom Hanks, to be fair, was very upset.
He was 8? He was 8?
He was an old looking 8. Sorry, Jonah. No shade, Jonah. But here's the thing. I feel like is it more criminal that Annie is communicating with an 8-year-old and being like...
But she doesn't know she is, right?
He was catfishing?
Yes, but that's...
This 8-year-old sounds like a psychopath. Maybe this 8-year-old is the worst part of this whole film. If he's catfishing an adult woman and like conning himself onto flights when he's clearly not old enough to fly without adult supervision.
I was flying alone at like 6.
But people were taking you to the airport to let you on a plane, right?
That's true.
Did you drive yourself there too?
We didn't have public transportation in Boonville.
This doesn't seem criminal. It just seems like bad parenting and a troublesome child.
Boom, next movie.
Okay.
We gotta do it before I finish all this ice cream. This
is
insane.
The Proposal. I've never seen this one either.
Oh, okay. Can I explain it to you?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so, and I only use their real names. Sandra Bullock.
Got it.
is going to be deported back to Canada. So instead of being deported, she basically like blackmails her assistant, who's Ryan Reynolds. She's like, you have to propose to me. We have to be engaged so that like I can stay in America. But then they take a trip to meet her family. So it's like they have to pretend they're still engaged, even though like he really works for her. I think Betty White's a kooky grandma. I don't remember.
Do they really fall in love?
Please, of course they fall in love. Like, but think about it. If the roles were reversed and it was a man being like, you have to take my engagement so I can stay in the country, we'd be like, hell no, hell no.
No, and it puts so much pressure on him, even though it's a man, it's his job's at stake now.
Right?
I think this is Bad News Bears all the way around.
That's a different movie.
Never seen that one either.
How many times have you referenced it without seeing it?
Constantly, every day. Okay, Love Actually. Actually haven't seen this.
Okay, first of all,
I gotta tell you guys, I haven't seen movies.
what do you do all day? Okay, this one, there's like 80 storylines. It's one of those.
Okay.
You know, where that at the end you realize like, oh, they're all related, you know, but there's 80 things going on at once. Anyway, here's the messed up thing.
Okay.
There's this guy who's in love with his best friend's girl.
My best friend's wedding?
No, different.
Oh, God.
So he basically goes to his friend's house. She answers the door, and he's holding a big like cue card that's basically like, shh,
I've seen this
pretend I'm something else. And he basically, without saying a word, tells his best friend's lady that he loves her and he always will.
How does it end?
Dude runs after him, gives him a little smooch, and then runs back inside, which I think is mega f***ed up.
That's super f***ed up.
Now you all have secrets.
Yeah, you just friend-zoned him, gave him a little taste of what he's missing, and then friend-zoned him again.
You friend-zoned, gave him a bone, friend-zoned.
Oh, that's a terrible combo. I hate that.
I think it's awful.
I think it's really bad. Also, he knew that she was there, so he went there with the cue cards prepped in hopes that she would answer the door like that.
I don't think he's walking around with those things.
That's
Okay, Pretty Woman. You've seen this, right?
I told you guys I don't watch movies. I grew up with brothers. My dad made me go outside to play. He wouldn't buy me a Barbie. How was I supposed to see this?
I don't know. You find a way. Okay, Richard Gere in his prime.
It's Amazon Prime.
Full gear, full throttle. He's in LA. He's lonely. He gets a prostitute with a heart of gold, Julia Roberts.
As they all are.
And he just like, he's doing it less for sex and more just like for companionship. Like
Ashley Madison. That was the whole premise of that website.
Oh, that's true. Oh man.
Would you like a high-end travel buddy? That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. She has one rule: no kissing on the mouth. Like that's where she draws the line because that's too intimate.
Oh, I thought because she had herpes.
Wow.
I was just.
You just changed this film for me. They get along swimmingly. So he's like, why don't you stay the whole weekend? He just like kind of wants to hang out with her. Jason Alexander, George Costanza.
Wait, he swoops in?
He swoops in, tries to hit on her. They're at like a polo match. They're at something fancy. And he's like, come on, how much? And she like feels so like.
Because he knows that she's a prostitute?
Yeah, and she's been like feeling good. And long story short, Richard Gere shows up in a white limo. And like to her fire escape, comes and gets her, and they fall in love, and then she goes shopping. It's great.
Yeah, I heard that part where she gets shaded for shopping.
She's a toot no more.
What?
What? That's what I used to call prostitutes when I was little.
Oh! I think this is romantic. I think this is sweet. I don't think there's anything criminal about this other than George Costanza.
Or other than the fact that prostitution isn't legal in California.
Yeah,
so actually criminal.
Yeah,
but
that's a different episode.
Oh, this one's crazy.
While you were sleeping, I've never even heard of this one.
Basically, we have another Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock is in love with this guy, and he is about to get hit by a train, and she like grabs him, right? Yes, but he goes into.
What was she doing by the train? It's a happy accident?
Doesn't matter.
She works
as him.
Okay.
She saves him, but he goes into a coma. So then, while he's out in the coma, she basically lies to the whole family and says that like they're together. So like the family like embraces her. It's like a up the big sick, but like where they aren't actually together.
Wasn't that Overboard too?
But that was Amnesia.
Okay.
Like Goldie Hawn was at least awake.
Okay.
This guy, while he was sleeping, the whole family fell in love with her, but meanwhile, she fell in love with the brother. So the brother thinks...
Wait, so she's not even still in love with Coma Man?
No, well, she just had like a crush on him. She falls in real love with the brother, but the brother has all this guilt because he's like, but that's my coma brother's girl. And then he wakes up and then she has to be like, we weren't actually dating, I'm psycho, but they're already in love. Get with it, girl!
Wow.
I think this is psychotic.
This is extraordinarily psychotic. I wouldn't want, if I had a crush on a guy and he went into a coma, I'd be like, I hate hospitals. You were cute, but like this is a sign from the universe that we should not be together. Peace.
I'll send an edible arrangement.
Yeah, plus I don't want to meet, I don't want to meet like a boyfriend's family to begin with, let alone meet them while he's sleeping. Criminal.
You know what? While you're sleeping, let's put that to bed. You needed an out. I gave you an out. Oh.
What the?
I don't know how it works.
What? Did you just see? Did you just see a cat do something really good?
Oh, okay, all right. Grace, who do we have a gratitude problem with today?
This problem is with Instagram user Diddly Doodles. Yeah, I knew it was gonna get you good, Diddly Doodles. I can't believe that they got that name because I've been trying for years to get it. They said, the moment I saw the prom dresses Grace Helbig and Mametown wore, I couldn't resist doing a crossover between Mermaid and This Might Get. And they doodled us as like, kind of slutty mermaids.
God bless you in that midriff you gave me.
I love it. Thank you so much, Diddly Doodles. And if you guys want to be featured in an upcoming gratitude problem, make sure you tag us with all of your various forms of art across social media platforms. Hashtag This Might Get.
And in the meantime, one thing you should diddly do is subscribe to our YouTube channel at This Might Get. We are there 5 days a week, hanging out with you every morning. I need to go lay down.
Yep, you diddly do need to go lay down.
You guys asked, we answered. We made merch, y'all. We've got adorable crop tops, t-shirts, phone cases, hats, all kinds of fun stuff.
Go check it out. Links are in the description box below. It's a limited run, so get it while it's hot, fresh, and only slightly available.